you ready? I'm Vin.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were ready. I thought you were gonna like brighten your computers.
Okay.
And this is Jelpy and Ghosty and Tubi because we got 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah. As we speak, our website builder extraordinaire is working on our website. I'm very, very excited. We were driving around today, coming up with more ways to give you guys more content. I think you guys are going to be happy with some of the stuff that we're doing. More interactive stuff. I said at the beginning of the year that we're going to work on getting even more interactive. We literally just got out of a fireside, so we went straight from a 2-hour fireside to a to
right in here to react
to recordings. So so
that you'll have something in the morning.
Yep. You have something in the morning and the evening, and we're really taking this stuff seriously, guys. We want you know. We're doing,
and a lot of people are saying how necessary it is right now.
We're doing our little portion in the war effort to help everybody. But look out for the website and look out for more ways to get videos reacted to and all that jazz. It's going to be very, very fun.
So we have the villagers. Anybody can be a villager. It doesn't matter. You just jump on one of our socials. It can be Facebook. It can be comment section. It can be anywhere. If you look in the description of this video, you'll see where all of our socials are. But if you want to be part of the clan,
clan gang,
that is on Patreon. So if you go on Patreon and you want to have your song reacted to, there's a $125 tier where you can choose the song that you want. You can also, if you have a special little message for somebody that you want us to say in the song, just let us know about that as well. This one was picked by Alan, and so we are doing Black Sabbath, Into the Void, which I actually thought we already did, but then I looked, I was like, oh, turns out we didn't.
It's cool because we did a Dio song yesterday for main stage.
Yeah.
And now here we are.
Here we are with Black Sabbath.
With Black Sabbath.
So anyway, if you already have done it with us before and you did like 3 reviews with us, but they weren't even consecutive, don't worry about that. As long as you did 3, then you're grandfathered in at the $75 tier. So, but that tier is no longer available on Patreon. You have to go through PayPal, which is Vin and Sori merch at gmail.com. And that is how you just put your 75 and then let us know what song it is that you want. So
there's also the $1 community option.
Huh? There is, yes. That's
$1 filthy capitalist. Sorry, $1 at the gate gets you in, and then you get alliance leaders will reach out to you, recruit you, all that jazz. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Into the Void. Good stuff. Black Sabbath. Let's do it. I think this is an Aussie Black Sabbath, but I don't know.
Okay. Ready? Go.
1971.
I like that stuff. Cool.
Guy started it all, man. Good Lord. Talk to him, Tony Iommi. Go ahead, brother minister. 1971. Ridiculous.
Burning fuel so fast, hopping through the night sky, they blast through the universe, the engine whine, floating to the end of man and time. Back under the flame of life burns low. Everywhere is misery.
they tell you. Now you do what they tell you.
Sounds like Trump.
That looks exactly. Okay, so I'm about to commit blasphemy, guitarist blasphemy.
What are you doing?
Okay. Tony Iommi is the GOAT guitarist, which
What?
means I put him above Hendrix. First of
Wow.
all, full disclosure, I am not at 3% of Tony Iommi's catalog, and I'm at even less of a catalog of Hendrix's. But here's what I will say. I don't think, unless you've been a guitarist with a favorite band, you have no idea how hard it is to come up with original shit.
Oh, yeah.
It is, you know, like I said, I was in the previous review, I was in a band for 2 seconds, and at the time I was a heavy rotation of listening to Lamb of God stuff. And so all my shit sounded like Mark Morton, or like a watered down bad version of it. When I first got my guitar, all my shit sounded like Korn. Like, it is so hard to come up with
I bet.
an original sound.
Yeah.
And like, it was funny because I was quoting Rage Against the Machine, you know, they do what they tell you. Because in the breakdown of that song, which we reviewed by the way, it was which there's some guy that said something like, which it was very, very early in our reviews.
Yeah.
I think it was after the first or second, I think it was after War Pigs. They quoted somebody as saying, I think it's a dude, Rob Zombie, he said, there are, in metal, there's only Tony Iommi riffs and then people who stole from Tony Iommi. Like, 1971!
Oh,
There is
this guy,
no-
this is incredible.
like-
The changes in the song and...
1971!
See, I can see why you would find one thing and then just roll it through the whole song so that way the next thing you can use on the next song. But he like used up a bunch on this one song and I was like, Jesus.
But it's like, he can't, like,
Yeah.
all these staple riffs, because when you first get a guitar, especially in metal, like, there's a couple staple riffs that your friends teach you immediately, like, because they're easy to play and it's, like, foundational for what metal is. But, like, this guy did not have anybody. He came up with it, like, by himself. Like, it's crazy to me. 1970, like, I don't think people, you have to understand, like, it would be like if I was, you know, when hip hop first came out, people were listening like the hip hop, and then eventually it metastasized into, you know, Biggie, you know what I mean, and you know, Bone Thugs and Harmony, like something like completely crazy, and like, yo, no, that's still hip hop. It's just like, there is nobody in rap that's like this guy. Nobody.
Because he was at the beginning of his time.
Because it was the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, he started the whole shit.
Yeah. And
And there's dudes that like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years later still just doing these riffs. Like I was quoting Rage Against the Machine, and that little middle part sounded not exactly the same, but conceptually it was that, and that was kind of like a throwaway thing at the end. Like, that was a centerpiece of Rage Against the Machine's work, and no disrespect to them, like, they're a ridiculous band, and we gave it a very high score, and that was my favorite part of the song. You only do what they tell you. Dun, dun, dun. Like, man, there was no, like, the guy single-handedly came up with a genre of music of which all the other guitarists that we featured on this channel are simply subgenres. Like, how many genres came out of this one guy's guitar? Like,
oh my gosh.
It's bananas to me.
How many people were influenced by him? Yeah.
It's bananas. Like, I'm frustrated because there's no analogy for how great this dude is. Like, like, this is a singular. I'm like 1971, bro. Like, that's insane to me. It's absolutely insane to me. You know,
Yeah, the sound even doesn't sound old.
and, you know, people are gonna get mad, like, oh, how
I've never heard it
about
before,
Hendrix?
so it has a freshness.
Well, I've
to
never
it, you
heard
know?
it. I've never. Crazy Train was the only, Ozzy song I heard. And honestly, I had never even heard Crazy Train. I just heard the beginning because it's such a cool,
Yeah.
But this guy, man, this guy, like, the guy's on a completely different level than, like, there's no words to describe that, like, because it's so hard to do. That, like, this is insane. It's insane stuff. The guy's absolute genius. Anyway, all right.
The beginning?
I'm waiting for the.
gonna
Dirty Says and then Hendrix. Oh, okay.
I thought it had a. Do you remember Pink Panther?
Yeah,
It had a mix of the Pink Panther and like, you remember the guy that was like Inspector Gadget?
Yeah.
Like it had a sort of funny, fun
See,
sort
even
of.
Inspector Gadget is ripping.
Yeah,
even
everybody-
Nickelodeon is ripping off my man Iommi. Talk to
So
him.
we like had that kind of sound that we like kind of made you feel like, oh, but there's something happening here. And then I liked it. I liked the sound that they went through as they went through the different. And then there was one part. Okay, it was down right where it sounds like they actually left Earth. Right here, in between the bridge and verse 3, like the sound
looks like they're
changed.
taking off, yeah.
And then it was like you said something like I can't remember what you said, but I was like in my mind they just took off and then they were right at that like calm part where they're like, you know what I mean? Like we already went out there. So and I thought that they had that sound in there. I'm like, oh, that's cool because I like it was like a little movie in my head. So.
Yeah, I mean,
You did well. You did well with the sound.
I'm absolutely blown away. Can't believe it. Cannot believe it. And like I said, it would be, oh, you don't know anything about music. I get it. I willfully admit, I have not looked at Hendrix's, I haven't begun to look at Hendrix's entire, I'm not taking anything away from him. What I'm saying is, find me somebody else who literally invented the genre, but then he was before his time in the genre that he himself invented, because you got kids still doing these riffs to this day, making millions of dollars off of a recycled or reclassed Tony Iommi. It's unbelievable stuff. This is very interesting lyrically because a lot of this stuff is talking about the environment.
I know. I kept thinking
fossil fuels.
Yeah, I kept thinking actually about because of the whole COVID-19 thing, people are not driving around as much, and so they're saying that it's having a positive effect on our Earth. I mean, whether that's true or not, I would think that even a time with stuff like dwindling would be good.
It has to some degree.
Yeah. But then I saw like a picture of people are going to the store and then they just like taking off their gloves and throwing it on the ground, and it's like because they don't want that. There is a way to remove your gloves without contaminating everything. Like you can do that.
You have a healthcare background.
Yeah, but watch a YouTube video. Like, don't throw it on the ground. And that's to me, literally. Hold on, I felt like gagging when I saw those gloves in the parking lot, and I felt like that was so friggin' selfish to just throw them away outside of your vehicle and expect somebody else to pick up your nasty ass gloves. I think that's so gross.
You know, I said this. This has nothing to do with anything, but you know, I was at Walmart last night. I forgot what I was getting, and I just told the cashier, I was like, man, thank you guys. Unbelievable stuff. And you know, it sucks to hear that people are doing. You know, during 9/11, we had like 3 weeks of like people actually looking out for each other and things like that.
Right.
It's weird. Like I feel like these people should be treated like royalty right now. Like and I've tried. You know, I posted something about truckers and like the people that are like main. Like, can you imagine if like all these guys went on strike and said, "Screw that! I'm not putting my life in danger." Like my check's coming still. Like that would literally people like, "Oh, this is bringing the nation to its knees." No.
It could be much worse.
Like you shut down a Walmart, or these truckers don't, or these doctors or nurses said, "Screw all of you guys," and then we repay them by dropping gloves in the street. Like obviously,
it's just
that's been disappointing to me. Like, but at the same time, there's a lot of people who are supporting those guys.
I'm not gonna go pick up those gloves.
Right. Look, thank them. Thank them. Go to those people and thank them. Honestly, you're at the checkout of Walmart or whatever. Honestly, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you know, you think a soldier at the airport.
Yeah.
You got people literally dying over this. So
Yeah.
that's a kind of a parenthesis. Thank those people. Let them know that you love them and that they're appreciated.
Don't make their job more difficult than it has to be.
And I said
for heaven's sake, stop coughing on them. I have one of our patrons works in a public place, and she friggin' keeps getting coughed on by people. She's like,
God.
I've been coughed on all day by customers.
Jeez.
Like, how can you cough in the face of somebody who is helping you like that?
Yeah, like
how rude.
It's just strange. It's just a strange. Like I said, it's I don't know. But anyway, tell those people you love them and you appreciate what they're doing, and do your best to take care of them. Back to our regular scheduled program.
Yes, I'm back.
Yeah, it's well, it needed to be said. Good job. It looks like we ruin the planet, and then you jump into a thingamajiggy and off you go.
They were gonna leave Earth with Satan and his followers.
Yeah.
And did they mean the people that were destroying it? Is that who they were calling?
Leave the Earth to Satan
yeah.
and his slaves. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
What is it? Vietnam's going on here, 1971. But this is more. He literally says pollution in there, like in the lyrics, which is kind of prescient. I mean, I don't really know when the sort of environmentalist movement began. I'm kind of ignorant about that, so I'm not particularly sure when the movement began. But now, a lot of times when we look at songs in the past, I always say, "Oh, you couldn't say that today," and it's like, if you said this today, people are like, "Well, yeah,
yeah,
duh."
obviously, yeah."
But I don't think it was that urgent.
That's
in
conscious.
The early,
conscious at that age,
right? So, Doc,
like at that time.
Yeah, I
don't remember people talking about.
In the early 70s.
They were always those people that said it. You know what I mean?
the hippies
but a cool band.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think that's like pretty crazy to me. Like, and Black Sabbath is one of these bands where like it's like completely right for a Christian parent to misunderstand a band and take something from your kid that's actually full of positive messaging.
Yeah.
Because
snap that CD.
There is like a
Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Black and Sabbath. No.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're gonna go marry a Negro.
Oh no.
Hey, Varg. But yeah, I mean, shout out to the big homie.
I know so many people
hope
that got their
he's doing
CDs taken and snapped by their parents.
Yeah, but if you look at the lyrics,
good for them. Now I'm like,
if you look at the lyrics, like this is actually a very positive message.
I know.
Like basically, it's like he's saying we're all killing ourselves here by ruining the planet. Like we were just in the fireside, and somebody said, what would you be surprised to see 200 years from now? And then X from Gershok, buy their shirts, basically said you'll need a rowboat or something 200 because you'll all be underwater because of the way we're jacking up the planet. And I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't know enough about that stuff. All I know is that there's pretty massive consensus from climatologists that I mean, these are people that have dedicated their entire lives to the field. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my faith in them that they're right. And if you're in the fireside, you know what I just did. But this is like, it's so crazy to me because I remember watching, there's a show, a reality show, like, forgot what it was, but it was Aussie. And you had to, they put like closed captioning because you couldn't understand what he was saying because it was a mixture between his accent and his just kind of brain got a little bit muddled over time. And it's like, you didn't really take him seriously. It was kind of fun, but you took Sharon serious, his wife. But you didn't really take, but like these dudes are like legitimate artists who were legitimately saying things about the world that was like literally generations before their time, like 2 or 3 generations before their time talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. And if you're really cynical, you could say, oh, really? You're worried about that, but you took a bus all up and down the world, and you're little,
but it was to spread the message. What else is he gonna do?
Right.
But look at this. Leave them to their future in the grave. He says, make a home where love is there to stay, peace and happiness in every day.
Yeah.
Wait, is he talking facetiously here, or is he talking about what they were gonna have once they left?
Yeah.
Make a place where we actually love and we're not gonna just destroy.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about, there's a verse in the Bible that says, like, faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. And so, like, the greatest thing is love, and he understands that by the end. Like, to have a home, like, you want to make a home where you can stay, there has to be love there. That's very important.
Yeah, and you know,
And that goes to like, that's why you shouldn't cough in the face of the employee. Like, friggin'.
unbelievable. Shout out to the
Even
big homie.
Biden was in his hand. Do your hand. Don't cough in their faces.
He said even Biden. Astaghfirullah. Yeah, I always wondered to myself, like, if you were gonna do that, like, this planet's dead. We've crossed the event horizon. Like, we're not getting back. How do you determine who gets to go on the little pod?
We all know.
You know what I'm saying?
It's money. Money's going to determine that. I mean, we've seen.
Yeah.
No, we can't do Medicare for all. And then all of a sudden our economy, boom, money's coming out of everywhere.
Right.
It's
right.
like, right. Okay, it's about money.
Yeah, it's time to give trillions of dollars to 1,000 Americans so they can buy up everything in the ensuing bankruptcies that will inevitably follow. And you got money for that, but you don't have money to make sure folks don't die from rationing insulin.
Right.
I get what you're saying.
I think it comes down to the rich go.
Yeah. I guess I'm trying to be a little bit more creative in my, because there was a movie. I think it was like a comet was
It's either the rich or the strong.
There was a disaster movie where
Us regular folk.
I think it's
blowing up
called
here.
The Day After Tomorrow. Mm-hmm. It's a disaster. A comet hits, you go in another ice age, and then, you jump on the pod and whatever, and it created this ridiculous moral question because it's like, okay, well, you want the scientists there. You gotta have the scientists there.
Yeah.
You gotta have the doctors there.
Yeah.
Medical field.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's like...
If the pod can only fit a small amount of
the
people,
ultimate, like,
then I'm putting the best on
question.
there. I'm putting the best on there. I am going to put the best scientist. I am going to put the best. You got to put the best.
Yeah.
And then I always say I would throw a nice person in there, and you always say they get killed first.
They get killed immediately.
And I'm like, yeah, but you have to have a nice person.
Yeah, you kill them immediately. That'd be the next Christ figure for your new
Movie's
planet.
complete.
Movie's complete. Yeah, I think that reality would be more boring than my reality. I think you're right, though. It would just be the billionaires. Yeah. Shout out to the big homie. I was talking to my brother today. He was laughing so hard at Bernie.
Oh my gosh.
Completely merciless.
Oh my god. I knew you must have been having a good time in there.
Yeah, you would have enjoyed the conversation.
I bet.
You would have enjoyed the conversation. He was like, yo, send me that TYT thing, because he hadn't seen the TYT
really?
election meltdown video.
Oh no,
This is a 10 for me. It's an absolute 10. It's an absolute classic. It's when you put it in the time capsule. Kid unearths it 50 years from now, and he'll be like, "That son of a bitch!" from his other band because his favorite band stole one of Tony Iommi's ridiculous riffs. Got to give it to him. Unbelievable. It's a 10 for me.
I think it's good, but I think it's more like a 3.5 for me.
I'm not gonna fall for your...
You almost did. You almost did.
No.
Okay, it was 9.8.
I have told you, like, do not work for the CIA. You will get killed immediately. You mean there's an American here? Huh?
Really?
I bet you anything you'd be very surprised.
Oh, it would be.
Huh? No, why are your guns trained at me? the dots of the accent.
Anyway,
You get murdered.
I was gonna go with a 9.8, but I agree with you. Like, this is like 1971. This is like the foundation. I'm gonna have to bump it up. I'll go with it.
Which means the dude wrote it.
9.9.
Probably 1970. Probably wrote that riff.
9.9.
All right, so
I'm gonna ask you again. Are you gonna dance with me?
No.
Still no slow dancing?
I'll slam dance with you. I will not
No, slow dancing. That's still a no.
No. The only way I'd say yes is if it was opposite day. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone.
pocket change is